Liftoff of the Delta rocket carrying GLAST, a gamma ray telescope searching for unseen physics in the stars of the galaxies.
Space exploration is the use of astronomy and space technology to explore outer space. In essence, space exploration is the investigation by means of crewed and uncrewed spacecraft of the reaches of the universe beyond Earth's atmosphere, and the use of the information so gained to increase knowledge of the cosmos to benefit humanity. We human beings have been venturing into space since October 4th, 1957, when the USSR launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. This happened during the period of political hostility between the Soviet Union and the United States, known as the Cold War. For several years, the two superpowers had been competing to develop missiles called intercontinental ballistic missiles, aka ICBMs, to carry nuclear weapons between continents. In the USSR, the rocket designer Sergei Korolev had developed the first ICBM, a rocket called the R-7, which would begin the space race. Achieving space flight enabled humans to begin to explore the solar system and the rest of the universe, to understand the many objects and phenomena that are better observed from a space perspective, and to use those resources and attributes of the space environment for human benefit. So on my trip to Kennedy Space Center, I first had to get to what is called Merritt Island. Merritt Island is an island in the Brevard County, Florida, United States, located on the eastern Floridian coast along the Atlantic Ocean. The population is 34,518 as of year 2020. Okay, so we on our way to the Kennedy Space Center, and if you don't believe me, look at the signs.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Space Commerce Way.
Look at the signs. Kennedy Space Center, look at the sign. In case you wanted to know.
Turn left onto Space Commerce Way, then you will arrive at your destination.
Kennedy Space Center. I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. Kennedy Space Center. Look at it. At Merritt Island, the Kennedy Space Center is stationed, and at the Kennedy Space Center, we have the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. The Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a visitor center at NASA's Kennedy Space Center on Merritt Island, Florida. It features exhibits and displays historic spacecraft, shows, even 2 IMAX theaters, and a range of bus tours of the spaceport. The center also provides astronaut training experiences, including a multi-axial chair and Mars-based simulator. The visitor complex also has daily presentations from veteran NASA astronauts. Now, there are many features and attractions at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. The first one is the Deep Space Launch Complex, where you can see visionary designs paving the way for human deep space travel while discovering the current cutting-edge space exploration innovations from NASA and commercial partners. Enter the spaceport of the future and launch aboard one of 4 unforgettable journeys at Spaceport Kennedy Space Center. There's also a Heroes and Legends Theater. Relive the thrills and dangers of America's earliest space missions and embark on an awe-inspiring journey designed to spark thought about how humans define a hero. Experience the dawn of the space age with Astronaut Pioneers through actual artifacts, including a Redstone rocket suspended overhead, along with the Sigma 7 capsule and a unique close-up look at the Gemini 9 capsule. Learn which qualities define heroes before finding them among those inducted into the US Astronaut Hall of Fame. So this is the Kennedy Space Center. So have a look at this rocket. One of the most powerful rockets ever built was also one of the most relaunched vehicles in history. The United Launch Alliance, a coup between the Lockheed Martin and Boeing, built the Space Shuttle launch system in 1981 to deliver personnel and materials to lower Earth orbit and the International Space Station. Throughout its lifetime, the Space Shuttle launched 135 missions. To send a massive space bus into orbit, the Space Shuttle had to handle the weight. The rocket was 184 feet tall and weighed nearly 4.5 million pounds. With one of the largest external tanks and 2 solid rocket boosters, the Space Shuttle could carry 60,600 pounds to low Earth orbit. However, the program was retired in 2011 after 2 tragic failures, which resulted in the deaths of 14 American astronauts. And if you're wondering what you're seeing in the background there, that orange component along with the 2 white components at the side, those are associated with the space shuttle that we just spoke about. What you see in orange is the large external tank that actually holds the fuel for the main engines. And the 2 white things at the side, those are the 2 solid rocket boosters which provide most of the shuttle's lift during the first 2 minutes of flight. For the first 2 minutes of flight, rocket boosters provide the additional thrust needed for the orbiter to escape the gravitational pull of the Earth. So we just left the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, and on the way out, let me just bring your attention to what we call Blue Origin, which is also stationed at Merritt Island. Blue Origin is an American aerospace manufacturer, defense contractor, launch service provider, space exploration company headquartered in Kent, Washington, United States. The founder is Jeff Bezos, and the company makes rocket engines for the United Launch Alliance and other customers. Well, I'm back from the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex at Merritt Island. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Dr. Marcus George Network today.
Subscribe now to be notified of all upcoming videos.